medicine. So we're so appreciative that you'll speak with us.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so how did you start your career?
Okay, so I'm a reproductive endocrinology specialist, and I guess starting the career is going to medical school. And then I did residency in obstetrics and gynecology, and then I did the fellowship in reproductive endocrinology and infertility. But I was thinking about this question and I was like, well, really, I started in college when I started volunteering at a hospital and started working in a gynecology clinic. So that was really a while ago that I
Mhm.
started.
I know that during while you're doing like residency, there's so many like paths you can take. What about reproductive endocrinology was so interesting to you?
Yeah, so I didn't initially think I was going to do it because I actually really love obstetrics, but I
Mhm.
started to do research in the field as a first year resident with a female mentor. And I just really ended up loving it. And that's how I got interested in the field.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Um, so this female role model while you were a resident, can you talk more about her?
Yeah, so she's an REI in the area. Her name is Dr. Jelani. She's
Mhm.
very active in research and advocacy, and she's also like an Instagram influencer. She kind of does it all. So definitely aspirational. And also she has like three kids, so she has the work-life balance down as well. But she's just really, really passionate about the field, and so when you work with her, it's kind of hard not to get excited about it.
That's so cool. What's the biggest challenge you would say you faced as a female in your career?
So I think, well, I'm going to say two challenges because I think
Mhm. Yeah.
the start of the career, it was a little bit different. And I think things have gotten better. But I think when I was first starting out, there's definitely like an implicit bias that people have against like females in medicine.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
you'll be like, oh, I'm a medical student or I'm a doctor, and you're always like a nurse or an assistant. So that's like kind of frustrating. But now I feel like there's been a lot of positive steps and a lot of like engagement and advocacy. And so that's not as much an issue. But I think later in my career, it's about balancing like having a family and still being really successful and ambitious in my
Yeah.
career. So.
What advice would you give to high school age girls who probably don't know anything about your like field of medicine?
Yeah, I think it's kind of intimidating to look at people who
Hmm.
are doing something so specific that you have no idea like what that is. And I would just say when I was in high school and even in college, I had no idea that I wanted to be a doctor until kind of later in college. So that's okay. Take time to explore, try different things, things you've never heard of, things you might not have been good at before, because you don't really know what you're going to be passionate about. And sometimes the things that you're really good at aren't the things that fulfill you and like drive you. So just explore your options, and it's okay if you don't know right away what you want to do.
Yeah, I think that's so interesting because I mean, I'm only a sophomore and my high school is already starting to try, getting us to start thinking about what we want to do when we're older and researching different careers. And honestly, I have no clue what I want to do. And I feel like a lot of high school girls my age have no idea. So I'm glad to hear you say that that's completely okay.
Completely okay. I was an undecided major. I thought I was going to do business, like just totally different path. Had no idea what an REI was until
Yeah,
later in med school. So it's okay.
yeah. But thank you so much for meeting with me today.
Of course. Thank you.